Not too long ago, YouTube and Spring Tea partnered up to give us content creators a brand new feature. This feature seems really cool up front. All you have to do is upload your logo, your image, and Spring Tea would basically take care of the rest when it comes to apparel. I know there are tons and tons of fans that want to buy and support the channel, and it's always awesome to have merch. So it seemed like a win-win for both sides. To be honest with you guys, I think you're getting because no one knows their value nowadays. It feels that people don't understand that if a business offers you something like that, more often than not, it's never in your favor. Just looking at how it works, Spring Tea takes the lion's shares of the profit, and you're left with pennies on the dollar. So while fans think they're really supporting you, at the end, they're pretty much supporting Spring Tea and YouTube. Now, after reading that, I did a lot of hard work, a lot of research, and we decided, heck, we can make our own shirts. This is the product of making our own shirts because you guys already know we too strong. I've already made a video talking about knowing your worth. I just wanted to actually put emphasis on it. If somebody offers you something, especially if it seems too good to be true, then it's probably too good to be true. You should always reevaluate yourself because I bet you're worth it. Amber in the back wants to know, how does this relate to Yu-Gi-Oh! In this video? Well, the decks that we're going to be talking about don't know their worth. They're underrated, and players like you guys need to start picking it up. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Without further ado, I present to you the most underrated decks for this format. Okay guys, so before we get into this video, there are just a few things I want to talk to you guys about. First of all, I know you guys are probably bombarding me with questions. TheCaliEffect, how I get the Too Strong shirt? Well, we're still in production. This is actually our very first shirt that we made, and we're in test runs. I'll be able to update you guys a little bit in the future, but right now a shirt of Too Strong like this, you'll be able to support TheCaliEffect, and of course it comes with shipping, is looking in between the $15 range. Ultimately, I really hope you guys do enjoy, as I think that this shirt is pretty comfortable, and I'll probably be wearing this throughout like all of my videos, some shirt like this. The next thing I want to talk about is that this video was made while YCS Portland was going on. I still think that even if these decks do top, that they're still underrated and more players should be playing them. It would be awesome to see a few of these strategies in the top brackets, but even if they don't make the top brackets, they're still really good decks and you should be considered playing them. I guess the biggest thing that I want to talk about is even with the 2019 Megatons, all these decks have some sort of board break or just a way to shut down your opponent. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Am I lip shot?
This is a little dry.
Oh, where they at? Right here? Yeah. Bro, I apply lipstick like The first strategy we are going to talk about is Cyber Dragon. Now, Cyber Dragon is a very powerful deck in this format for a few reasons. You can OTK your opponent with Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon because it can attack as many times as Cyber Dragon monsters you send from your deck to the graveyard, which some of them do have graveyard effects, and it can also destroy spell and trap cards on your opponent's side of the field. It's a pretty beefy monster when you put it with your Cyber Dragon Link monster that can give it an additional attack, or if you power bonded it to your side of the field, if that is your route. But Cyber Dragons isn't all about the OTKs. It can control the board too, summoning monsters like Cyber Dragon Infinity, which can snatch every Link monster face up on the field to attach it to itself, as well as negate the activations of spells, traps, monster effects, and destroy them. The fact that Cyber Dragon Infinity doesn't really die. When it's sent to the graveyard, you can use Cyber Dragon Monster to bring it back to your side of the field, and then snatch another monster on the side of the field for an additional negate. And if Cyber Dragon doesn't have that, well, it's a pretty good board breaking deck. Against strategies like Orcust, well, those are all machine monsters you have there. It'd be a shame if I summon Cyber Dragon to my side of the field for free and then use all of them for a contact fusion for Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Oh, you have a pretty critical monster inside of the extra deck? Huh, Let me spell summon this Cyber Dragon monster to my side of the field for free and use it for a contact fusion for a Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. The deck has really good matchups against Sky Striker because even when it isn't contacting those Sky Striker monsters in the extra monster zone, you can always kaiju a card, which is searchable, to your opponent's side of the field to turn off those spells and traps. To add more insult to injury against the Orcus matchup, it's free. They're a machine deck. You're a machine deck that uses machine monsters. Proceed to use all of their monsters against them. Cyber Dragon plays really well with decks like Orcus and other strategies alike, and it's a very good board-breaking type deck.
No, Cal. Is there something you want to tell us about lipstick, though?
Okay, so look, this is chapstick, okay? But it's red. Y'all can see that it's red, right? So, like, in my mind, y'all know I can't spell. Come on now, give your boy a break. I don't wear lipstick every day. Just at nights when I'm trying to be kinky. The next strategy is a strategy that is no stranger to this list or board break. I swear, we need some more mech boys in the house because this deck is really fun. Mech Knights are inherently a turn 2 base deck, meaning that they want to go second. And they're amazing at breaking the board because you do have monsters like Mech Knight Blue Sky, which allows you to get additional Mech Knight monsters from your deck to your hand. And you guys should already know what you can do with additional monsters. On top of that, the deck can do other things with ease, like have infinite negations. If you have a card called World Legacy Secrets, well, you can bring Mech Knight monsters back to your side of the field, but that's not where it stops. It can negate monster effects in the exact same column. Hypothetically, if you have a field full of Mech Knights, your opponent's not going to be activating and resolving too many monster effects. You also have World Legacy Key, and in a trap-based format, it can negate trap cards on the field. So proceed to not only get that World Legacy card from your banished pile to your hand, you can also negate trap cards in your column. The columns really do mess with opposing decks like Sky Striker because they want to be able to have multiple cards on their side of the field, meaning more often than not, they're gonna have multiple cards in the exact same column. But TheCaliEffect, what do you do if the deck goes first? Well, it's pretty obvious. You just prevent your opponent from spell summoning monsters. Easy, right? Well, the deck actually does it. Summoning monsters like Iron Dragon Tamayatin, Iron Dragon Tamayatin, Iron Dragon Tamai, Tiring Dragon. Summoning monsters that I can't enunciate correctly, as well as giving your opponent a Nightmare Corruptor Ibli and occupying the other extra monster zone. Well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. I brought you back to links in the beginning, extra linking your opponent. I went to sleep on Mech Knights, ladies and gentlemen. We have to say this time after time again. It's a very powerful deck, whether you're running Trickstars, Invoked, or Pure.
Why you say pure? Pure.
Bro, why you always gotta say something about my enunciations? I can spell right. I can read. I'm past the 7th grade. I don't know why y'all doing this to me, bro. You too. I don't know why none of y'all doing this to me. I went to college. You know, did all them things, bro. I listened to Kanye West's first album. I definitely went to college. For the people that know, of course, the first album, I late registered, I just didn't graduate. But the deck that we are talking about next is Dinosaurs, easily one of my most favorite decks of all time. I have to make a top 5 list or something like that. But dinos are really good at board breaking. If you guys want a perfect example of dinos being able to break multiple negate boards, then check out that video. I'll also leave the link down below in the description for you guys to check out. Now, the reason why this deck is so powerful at board breaking is because of Miscellaneous Serio coming to 3. That sounded bad. Miscellaneous Serio! But this card coming to 3 makes your dinosaur monsters unaffected by the activated effects of your opponent. Most disruptions, I like to say, are activated effects, so being able to summon all of your dinosaur monsters to your side of the field with ease, and then eventually winding up on an ultimate conductor Tyranno, which can attack every single one of their monsters and then further disrupt them by flipping their monsters face down before they can provide a link summon, is pretty good. On top of that, Lost World is amazing because while it does give your opponent a monster, it prevents your opponent from targeting cards on the side of the field other than said monster. And then on top of that, when the monster would be destroyed, you can destroy a Baby Saris or a Petit Pteranodon in your deck and spell summon more dinosaur monsters to your side of the field. The deck does struggle just a wee bit with consistency, but I think dinos are on the rise, and this format is giving us so much to work with. You waste your hand making this ultimate negate board, and I drop a Miscellaneous Serio. You negate the Miscellaneous Serio, I drop another one and I scrape you. Now, I know this quote comes from so many other places, but I personally feel that Jay-Z says it best. He says, you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. And heroes, they're pretty villainous right now. Let's just face it. There are so many decks that are graveyard reliant. And Master of Darklaw kinda says, no, he ain't doing none of that. I think out of all of the good decks out there, you need not a bad deck, but a villainous deck to put them in check. Then on top of that, you look at the hero monsters and they're all dark, none of them are light, you gotta go in towards the dark side heroes. Another great thing about the deck is that the Vision Hero monsters give it the much needed consistency, the utility, but also Vision Hero Trinity says, I don't really need to break your board. I like that you have a board. I'll summon a 5,000 attack monster that can attack every single one of your monsters, which will eventually result in game. Heroes have a great going first play in a Macro Cosmos one-sided card that punishes your opponent for searching. And then they also have a great going second option, they just OTK. There's really no mid to late game with heroes, at least that's not what they want you to have. The deck is really powerful and I would love to see more players playing it, just not against me, alright, just not against me. True Draco is cheating right now because I put it on the best decks of the format, but it drastically underperformed at UDS Indianapolis. You guys know I can't fucking read, okay?
You said it nowhere near right.
Your mama didn't say it right.
So you talking about me saying register?
Oh, that's going up. That's going up, G. Regardless, True Draco is going to cheat on this list because I do feel it should be a lot better. Ignoring everything that I've talked about in True Draco being the best deck, not talking about how the trap cards destroy and all that, I'm not gonna get into that, but focusing on what True Draco can bring into this meta in terms of board break, you actually can search your Monarch Stormforth with Tenacity of the Monarchs. Now, Monarch Stormforth allows you to tribute your opponent's monster, and there's not much they can do about it. I mean, they can waste a negation on it, but then your True Draco cards can come into play. If they don't waste a negation on it, then you can tribute their monsters. You can also combine this with the fact that your True Draco trap cards allow you to tribute on your opponent's turn. You can tribute their monsters as they're trying to set up their board on their turn. Talk about toxic. True Draco gets there, ladies and gentlemen. Do not sleep on this deck. Using more of the Monarch cards might actually be the remedy to being able to break those board type decks. The last strategy on this list can be considered the strongest of them all. Seriously, it summons a monster that's about 14,000 attack, and it doesn't really care about all of that board you made because the damage is literally game. Green Mashu Daiza or Gizmic Orochi Control is literally the strongest deck. Seriously, summoning that monster really equals game more often than not. And when Gizmic first went up in price, I was doing the Birdman hand rub, expecting Gizmic Grin Maju to be the strategy or the reason behind it. Turns out Gizmic is just really good. Like, it's a card that should have been bowed out a long time ago. But the fact still stands that playing cards like Pot of Extravagance or Pot of Desires don't matter in this deck. You really don't care about what you banish. It all fuels your Grin Maju, which is the one-hitter quitter. And it can play cards like Thunder King Ryo, which is one of the most underrated cards of this format. Let me know if you guys want to see a secret text video, like this video up, as well as post down below in the comment section. It can play monsters like Inspector Border 2 because it doesn't care too much for monster effects. The deck is straight anti-meta, and if there's anything I know a good anti-meta deck when I see it. Playing upwards of 20 traps, cards like Solemn Judgment come to mind, stopping your opponent's critical plays, or even Solemn Strike to negate their critical monster effects, and even an entire Pendulum Summon. Green Maju has the upper hand when it comes to in terms of attack. Summoning that huge Big Daddy boss monster to end your opponent's life points, and it doesn't matter what board they have. You could say it's so mean with it, it takes Yu-Gi-Oh!, flips it upside down, and does a whole nother scheme with it. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have so many awesome rewards. Also, a mad shout out to our newest Patreons, Sir Dabsalot the 7th, whoa, Arjon Borgsteed, and Common Collector, welcome to the clan. Make sure you add yourself to the Discord as well as message me so I can get you to the top dog so you can take advantage of all your rewards. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.